Hi everyone, welcome back to the Frank Nutt Sewing Machines YouTube channel. My name's Charlene and I'm the assistant manager here at the Frank Nutt Sewing Machine shop in Birmingham. In today's video we're going to be looking at the Bernina 325. So it's the first model in the range and it's a great little machine. We're going to show you some of the basics and some of the accessories that come with the machine as well. We'll start with threading. So we'll get our spool of thread here and pop our spool cap on and our bobbin, which is already pre-wound, but I'll show you the technique. So we come behind the hook and then bring the thread following the arrow around, and then we can wrap it around the bobbin a couple of times, and then there's a little thread cutter and we can trim it, and then when we flick this across it will spin, just like that. And we can detach the bobbin and trim the thread. So it's CB bobbins, and it's a CB bobbin case with this particular machine. This is the bobbin case, and to put the bobbin in, it just pops in like that, and then you bring it around into the tension and then just give it a little test to make sure it's turning. It has a little handy handle to help you put the bobbin case in, and it should just clip into place once it's in the right way, and then you can trim the thread on a small thread cutter which is just there. So to thread the actual machine, we'll start from the top and again, oh, it's come off a little bit, so we'll start again. Bring the thread behind that hook again, following the arrows, and then around the take-up link, back down, and then we've got a small hook here by the needle, and it is important to make sure it goes behind here. There's also a needle threader on this machine, which comes down using your left hand. You can wrap the thread around a small hook, bring it across to the eye of the needle, and then slowly let go of the needle threader and the thread at the same time, and it pulls the thread through the eye of the needle, and then you pull it through. Got quite a long tail, a very long tail. There we are. And then we'll put the thread through the foot like that. On this machine you don't actually need to catch the bobbin thread. It will catch it when you start sewing, but we'll just close up the bobbin door. We've got a table which comes in the box with this particular model, and that just slides on really easily, just like that. So you've got an extra bit of working space as well as measurements as well on the actual table, which will come in useful for different projects. This is the stitch card for the Bernina 325. You've got 40 stitches that come with the machine. Most of them on the actual stitch card are decorative. You've got your basic utility stitches actually on the buttons here on the front. The stitch card lives at the top. There's a little slot that it goes into, so you can refer to it when you want to select a stitch. You've also got an additional spool pin here, which is for your twin needle, or if you'd like to use a twin needle, and that can also tuck away to avoid it being damaged. To select a stitch, if we look at the front of the machine, anything that's on the actual buttons, you can just select it by pressing it. If you want to get to anything on the stitch card, you just press hash and then the number, so 13 or whichever stitch you want to try. We'll go back to a normal straight stitch and we'll actually give it a test so you can see how it sounds and how it works. On the front we have our start-stop button and speed control. You do get a foot control in the box, but you can use this function if you prefer, or you can interchange between the two. So we can use our start button here, We just press it to start, and we can adjust the speed using the slider. And it's the same button again to stop. We've got our back stitch here as well, so we have to press the start button and then the back stitch button to secure our seam. We also have a needle up and down button here, which you hold to put the needle down or to lift it out of the fabric. Again, we can hold it. We've got our stitch width here at the top and our stitch length. So if you look here on the screen, you can see this is the stitch length as we're on a straight stitch, which can be adjusted using the arrows, so we can make it longer or shorter. And that's the same principle for the stitch width as well, except that it's along the top. Here we have our needle position, so we can adjust that just using the arrows, and then on screen you'll see it change as we adjust it. On this machine you can also do a basic alphabet. In order to do the alphabet, we have to go into the memory. So here you can see it flashes with the number 30, so that's the amount of alphabet or combination stitches, decorative stitches you can use, and it will actually save a name or a certain combination to the memory if it's something that you repeat a lot. If we select the A and then we press enter or memory, that will then save the letter A. If we were to scroll back through and select B, enter, again it moves down to 28 because we've now saved another letter. So if we then maybe just do one more, we'll do C, enter. So I'm now going to stitch out the ABC that we've saved in the memory using the start button. And on screen it tells you what letter it's actually doing and stitching out. So once it reaches the final letter, which is C, we'll press our pattern end button and it will complete the pattern. There we are. And we can lift our needle using the needle raise button. And there we are. We've got our characters. So we're going to take a look at what actually comes in the box with the Bernina 325. You do get a lovely zip-up accessory case with the Bernina logo on, and it's really useful. It has loads of compartments for keeping all of your feet and various different accessories nice and tidy. What you do get to put in the accessory box is 5 of the snap-on feet. So you'll have the adapter shank as well as the zigzag foot, which actually is on the machine. Then you also have the overcasting foot, which they're all numbered to keep, so you can actually identify what's what. So you've got your overcasting foot, your buttonhole foot, your standard zipper foot, and a blind hemming foot, which is really useful. As well as other tools, your spool caps in a few different sizes. You've got oil for making sure that you oil your hook, which is quite important, and your CB bobbins as well. Other tools as well for maintaining, you know, like your dust brush, and you also get a packet of needles. So this is all the accessories laid out in the accessory box, just so you can see how you can actually utilise the space and keep everything nice and tidy and neat. And that way you can keep all of your feet in number order as well, so that you know what's what. So that's a great little zip-up case. So that concludes our video on the Bernina 325. It's a great little machine in the Bernina range. Don't be afraid to put any comments in the comment section if you've got any questions, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the latest videos, and we'll see you in the next video.